I do want to make some. I just don't have any time to make any videos. So this year I've been really busy selling a lot of my jewelry in conventions and art shows, and I've also been working in music therapy, so I'm really happy about that. But I really wanted to give you guys a little video for Christmas time, and I made all of these decorations for my Christmas art shows, so I thought, well, why not film it and just show it to you guys as a tutorial. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make 4 different Christmas decor. You can all see them right now. So first I'll be showing you how to make this super adorable gingerbread man that is called Mr. Gingy because he was named by a little girl that came to my art show, and Mr. Gingy even has this chocolate-dipped pretzel spoon in his hands, which I thought is very adorable. I will also give you a tiny reminder of how to make these jumbo lollipops. I already have a tutorial for how to make them, but these are actually even bigger than the one I made in this previous video, and I wanted some with some Christmas colors for my Christmas decor. I'm also going to show you how to make these chocolate-dipped pretzels that are actually just pieces of wood covered with paint and polymer clay decorations. So I thought these looked extra yummy and they look really cute in my living room. Then I'm going to show you how to make these wrapped peppermints. So have fun, and here we go. We will start by making Mr. Gingy's face. First, mix red and translucent polymer clay and squish it through the clay gun to make tiny snakes. Then press all the tiny snakes together to make a big Twizzler. Then cut off the excess and give it a nice curve. For the eyes, mix brown and black clay. Then I used an Oreo mold I made a while back, but you could skip this part and simply cut some circles in the clay. And mix white and translucent clay and cut off some big and small circles for the kawaii details in the eyes. Stick the circles to your Oreo eyes with some translucent liquid Sculpey. If you don't have any, you could simply bake them and glue them together afterwards. Bake all your sweet facial features according to package instruction and then add a layer of glaze. For Mr. Gingy's buttons, cut some styrofoam balls in half. Then take them the color of your choice, making sure you add enough layers so that the color is even. Once the paint is dry, cover your buttons with Mod Podge and sprinkle on some sparkles while it's still wet. Once everything is dry, add a thick layer of Mod Podge so the sparkles will stay in place. For Mr. Gingy's body, simply cut out a gingerbread shape in paper. You could even use wrapping paper for your pattern. I cut it out on the folded line so it would be symmetrical. Then cut out the shape twice in a brown fleece blanket. I found mine at the dollar store, and make sure you also cut out 2 layers of synthetic wadding. For the sewing part, I got the help of my wonderful Mommylightful, and all you have to do is sew all around your gingerbread fillet, leaving an opening to turn it over. Before turning it over, make tiny snips with fabric scissors in all the creases and cut off the excess wadding. Then turn everything over through the opening you left. This might be a bit tricky, but take your time and have fun watching Mr. Gingy coming to life. Once it's turned over, you can sew the opening shut. Then you can make a few stitches to close the hand so he can hold his pretzel spoon later on. Next, add some brownish red acrylic paint all around the edges to make it look like he just came out the oven. Then I poured some silicone into a piping bag to make the icing on his arms and legs. This part is pretty sticky, but the result looks awesome. Then it's time to stick every detail with hot glue. Now the lollipops are the easiest to make. First you need to make a hole on the bottom. I used a tiny circle cutter. Then you simply need to stick 2 layers of 3D tape all around a huge styrofoam ball and add a whole lot of layers of paint before glazing it all with Mod Podge. Then glue a painted and varnished wooden stick inside the lollipop with hot glue. For the chocolate-dipped pretzels, you can use the same wooden sticks as for the lollipop sticks. Cover them with some gold acrylic paint using a tiny sponge. Once the paint is dry, add some reddish brown with the same tiny sponge, putting very little paint and spreading it with the clean part of the sponge to blend it in. Once it's dry, you can then add a second layer of reddish browns the same way. Then cover your stick with Mod Podge and sprinkle on some white sand for the salt. Once it's dry, add a nice layer of Mod Podge on top of it all. Now for the sprinkles, mix translucent with red, green or white clay and squeeze it through a clay gun. Bake them and cut them into sprinkles with scissors. Now for the candy cane pieces. I made a candy cane by rolling out a thick cylinder of white clay surrounded by white and red snakes of clay. You will have to roll it out quite a bit. And then turn it between your fingers to give it a swirl. Cut it into canes and bake them. Once they are baked, cut them into little pieces. Now it's time to decorate our pretzels. First we will cover the ends of our pretzels with white or brown 3D paint to imitate some yummy chocolate. Then stick in your sprinkles or candy canes in the chocolate. You can also make squiggly lines and add any other different kinds of polymer clay decorations. I made the spoon for Mr. Gingy the same way I made the pretzels and covered the ends with fake chocolate and sprinkles. For the peppermints, you can use some styrofoam discs and paint a few layers of white acrylic paint to even it out. Then trace the swirl all around the disc. You can find a link to different sizes of swirls in the description box. Then paint 1 out of 2 swirls with the color of your choice, adding as much layers as needed for an even color. Then cover it with some Mod Podge, which will give it a nice shine. Finally, you can wrap them in transparent plastic wrapping. Tie the ends with transparent tiny elastics and then twist it just like candy wrapping. It should stay pretty well in place. Here you go! Now you have your own sweet Christmas decor. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you ever make any of these, please share pictures with me on my Instagram at Geeklightful. I would really like to see your take on all of these. I might make an ASMR video soon, depending on if I get some specific things for Christmas that I like to unbox in ASMR videos. So if you don't want to miss any tutorials or ASMR videos, make sure you click on the subscribe button and ring the little notification bell. All these giant sweets make me feel like a tiny little Christmas elf and I love it! So I wish you guys some wonderful holidays, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Have a wonderful day and God bless you. Bye!